Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is also a podcast, Summer House Edition, Season 10, The Aftermath. Thank God this is over. I'm sorry. I know it was fun when it was happening, but oh my God, am I so over this whole situation. Let's move on.
I'm over it because if you're not going to give me what I want, then just
Yep.
shut the fuck up.
No, it's that. It's like, why do I keep listening to these two talk about nothing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have better things to do. Anyway, before we get into what was essentially nothing, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description. And please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, I talked a big game, but I actually think we got 3 conversations. I liked one, I was neutral on one, and I disliked one. That's how I stand.
Wait, rank them at the start because I'm curious.
Wait, do you feel the same way, or did you like them all?
Well, I don't know. You haven't told me.
Okay, I liked Amanda and Lindsay's conversation the best.
Okay.
Was it a great conversation? It could have been better, but out of the 3, that was the best. Then I was neutral on Wes and Kyle's, and then I disliked Ciara and Miha's conversation. Like, I didn't care.
I rank Amanda and Amanda and Lindsay as well first.
Yeah.
I like Ciara and Miha's better just because vibes were higher. Like, it was just 2 girls kikiing. And then, I mean, Kyle cannot hold West accountable, hold his feet to the fire for anything. And West is a word salad that literally could have been cut. And I would have been like, all right, nothing would have changed for me.
I watched this twice, right? I watched it live, and then sometimes if it's good, like the reunions, I watched 3 times. This one, I was like, I can't be bothered again. But then I had to watch it to take notes, right? And so at the end of all of these conversations, I wrote 2 questions per each conversation, but it was just me yelling. It was like a yelling question. Like, why am I here right now? Those types. And
That's
so I'm excited.
When you leave with more questions, I feel the same. I'm like compiling a timeline of everything that happened, and I have so many questions for them. Some truly to do with the scandal, and some I'm like, why the fuck did this even happen in general?
Also, just to add on, every week I say it can't be more embarrassing for Amanda, and every week she proves me wrong.
She's the biggest loser coming out of this.
No, true. Like, even though West is an awful person, somehow I'm like, this isn't as embarrassing for him.
No, because he's the like lesser party, so like he's getting something out of it. What is she getting out of this relationship?
Every episode I just sit here and go,
girl.
I feel even like sad at this point making a TikTok slamming Amanda even more because I'm like, it's embarrassing enough.
That's the thing.
It's so bad.
Like it's not like mine will really tip over anything for her. Like if she doesn't look at her own life and say, God, I gotta stop doing this. There's so many headlines about me.
It's even more embarrassing if she doesn't see how embarrassing.
I don't think she does. I really don't think she does.
Oh, that confidence is in hell with the bar that we expect out of people. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's just get into it. Let's start with Amanda and Lindsay, our favorite conversation, because at least we got Hub House, and I love Hub House. And yeah, I watched this while I was crying about Lindsay on Carl's podcast. Okay, I love her.
That's okay. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion these days.
Oh, I sobbed. Anyway, it was May 13th, 2026. 20 days post-reunion. Amanda comes over to Lindsay's apartment. She is withering away, this woman.
That's
Withering.
But
I
think
thought she wasn't wearing
it.
pants at first.
I thought the same thing whenever it gave
the
that,
leggings.
What was it? The
far away shot down
hallway
the hall.
shot. Yeah, or it was like nude, and I was like, girl, why'd you take your pants off?
Stop screenshotting that because I might have to report you for nudity because I
also keep thinking she's naked.
Yeah,
the screenshot only furthers my opinion that she's naked in that shot.
Yeah. Also, I just want to preface, I didn't grab a lot of the word salad. I'm just hitting points. Are we good with that? Great.
You're
okay.
Good.
So Amanda brought over 2 rosé bottles. Lindsay has 2 rosé bottles. I needed 4 by myself.
Obsessed. I was like, okay, I feel like this conversation, they're serious about this if they're sitting down over wine. We can get Amanda a little drunk and she's going to spill the tea.
You know what, though? Amanda seems happy to be here. That was my first red flag. She is like, wow, nice to see you. Glad we both have rosé.
But if you think about it, Amanda only has one friend, Katie DeLuca, so she might look at this as an opportunity to have a second friend. So this is huge for her.
Let me loose on Katie DeLuca. I hate her. Anyway, so Amanda basically starts by saying, like, the reunion was a shit show. She had texted Lindsay. Basically, her and Lindsay have been talking a lot. I have the text in chronological order if you'd like me to read them just to relive.
I say go off.
Great. So on March 31st, Amanda texted Lindsay. This was when the statement came out. She said, not expecting a response, just texting to say I'm sorry. Then the next day, Lindsay responds and says, I have a lot of feelings about all of this, just checking to make sure you're okay. 2 days later, Amanda responds and says, appreciate you responding, and I know I've upset you with my choices, and I'm sorry for that. The whole thing has blown up in a way I could never imagined. I was already feeling immense guilt about the Ciara of it all, but the heaviness, I now know how many people I have, I'm assuming hurt or whatever,
yeah.
Angered. So then on April 24th, when was the reunion? April like 20th?
23rd, no. I believe.
Okay, so right after the reunion. Amanda texts Lindsay and says, not expecting a response. I'm not really ready to talk either, but was hoping we could get together in the next few weeks and talk. I feel like you felt there wasn't a lot of clarity yesterday, and I'd love to answer any questions you have, but I also understand if you don't want to. We've come so far in our friendship over the last 10 years. I don't want to lose that. And then Lindsay said, thank you for texting. And yes, I would like to get together and talk. I'm gone this weekend. And then she talks about how she's gone for the Kentucky Derby. And then Amanda says, okay, just let me know. I'm pretty available these days and can work around your schedule. Appreciate you for even responding. And then May 5th, Amanda says, was hoping to see you post your interviews. And I'd still love to talk at some point if you're up to it. So Amanda's really begging for a convo because she's really free these days. Not a lot going on in her social calendar.
1,000%. Has no friends, minus Katie DeLuca. And it's interesting that she said, like, oh, I see that you didn't feel like you got a lot of clarity at the reunion. Amanda, you were drugged the hell up. Yeah, of course we didn't get any clarity at the reunion. You barely spoke, and you were just zoned out the entire time.
In regards to
and then
what?
You, like, stormed off for an hour. Yeah, of course we got nothing done.
Clarity in regards to what? You know? Okay, so Amanda's here to answer any questions Lindsay may have. And Lindsay's like, this is a big one, you know? Amanda and Lindsay have gotten really close over the last year. They have a sisterly relationship. Lindsay's like, Amanda, you need a sister right now. No one in your life is willing to give you the hard truth and tough love. And if I was Amanda, I would have been like, damn it, this conversation's gonna suck for me.
Yeah, because we know, and Amanda knows, Hub House can give it.
So first part of the tough love, Amanda still hasn't watched the episodes, but she's seen past seasons. She's seen the past seasons. Never forget. Then what's the point? What are you taking accountability? You haven't watched anything. Also, I say this respectfully because I know being an influencer and being on reality TV, it is a job. It's not an easy job. But oh my God, your only job is to watch these episodes that they pay you to watch and be on. Like, it is not that hard. We have a harder job taking notes on them, and this isn't even our job.
Yeah, it's so disappointing because at the reunion, Amanda said, like, I have a lot to consider, think about, and I have a lot to watch. It has been 2 weeks. You have had the time. You don't want to watch them. And I bet if somebody, man on the street, asked Amanda today, has she watched them, she would still say no.
No. So Amanda says she can't watch. She's off the internet to protect her own mental health. She can't handle the anxiousness. And Lindsay's like, okay, but you made an adult decision and you have to deal with the adult consequences. And you can't just put your head in the sand and pretend it like didn't happen. And Amanda's like, I'm going through it. And Lindsay's like, you're not though.
No, you're not. You're pretending. You're actively avoiding it.
You're pretending it didn't happen.
You just said you were offline because of your mental health. So you are not in it. You're not dealing with it. You're not doing any of it. So what are you dealing with then?
You're not making amends. I mean, this is, to our knowledge, the first conversation you're having with anyone from the summer house. So you're not making amends. You're not taking ownership of your choices. You're not reliving the experience.
Educating yourself on what you did.
Thinking about it, reaching out, posting on Instagram, being like, I've realized what I've done. Nothing. You just like disappeared.
Yeah.
So, and like, yeah, the second you come back from Instagram, we can't forget. I'm so sorry. I mean, I won't be messaging her, but I know other people will. And like, maybe don't, but also, I'm
heavy on the, like, you don't need to tag them, especially like in our videos. Like, it's so, I find that to be so weird. But My thing is, if you want to escape the internet and any of it, because Amanda and Wes both claim that they're not online, but then they reference things that are happening online, and I'm like, so are you on it or not?
No, Wes is the worst with that.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
Wes, fucking fight me outside. Get off your goddamn podcast.
I genuinely think Amanda most days is not on the internet. I think she has like the app deleted. Like she is truly tuning out, but I also don't think that that's okay. Wes pretends like he's tuned out, but is so tuned in.
I just don't think Amanda's like, I think she's like, if I ignore it long enough, it will go away. And she'll just never take accountability or like realize what she did or like ever watch the episodes or ever really feel bad. Like,
it's that she is building a wall between herself and the commentary.
She's running away.
Both the cast and the public have for her. And so if she doesn't have to sit and think through what other people are saying, then she doesn't have to have those tough conversations with herself to decide if she feels guilty about something or not. She can just pretend like she's the victim of it, that she didn't do anything wrong, she was single, all the stories that her and West are pushing the entire time the last few weeks.
So Amanda says she was just in such a shitty relationship. She completely lost herself, and then she started like going out with West and his friends. Notice how she said his friends. And she just felt young and in her 20s and fun again, and she confused those feelings. And may I say, I appreciate, I feel young, I'm going out. You're not in your 20s, though. Like, that's what's even sadder is, like, you made this decision as a fully formed adult in your 30s. Like, what are we doing?
It was so embarrassing when she was like, yeah, and it was like, I was in my 20s, and I'm like, girl, it's not like you, like, said you, like, felt young again, and that you, like, had energy, and, like, described what I think she conceptualizes as being in her 20s, but she wants to be the young, dumb girl who gets to do whatever she wants without any consequences because her frontal lobe isn't developed, instead of the 33-year-old that she is.
And in your 20s, like, look, I'm not saying this is everything, but in your 20s, your friendships are a lot less deep. You know what I mean? It's a lot more of like, we're going out friends and we're just meeting people and like nothing's really going wrong because we're in college or we just got out, and like the worst that happens is like we don't have enough for a second round of beers, like terrible. But then you enter like your late 20s, early 30s, and it's like, okay, we have to start thinking about money issues. Like, do people want families? Are people settling down? Like, our parents are sick or dying? Like, there's so much more to look at. So your friendships aren't as like tangible in a way. So I feel like that's also what she wanted, where she's like, I don't owe anyone anything because I'm in my 20s.
Telling about her mindset during this early 2026 time frame.
Yep. Wes and his friends brought out a side of her that she never thought she'd see again. It was euphoric. It was hard to think rationally and logically.
This is the first time truly Amanda talking on her own is so embarrassing to me.
Oh, it's bad.
Like, it everything else is like, hey, this happened and you're just accepting it. But this, I'm like, girl, you're describing your life and I'm so embarrassed by like what's important to you and like what you were drawn to by this.
You went out in the West Village and you describe it as euphoric? That's crazy, dude.
I didn't even describe shit like that when I was in college. Come on.
I don't know if I really ever described much as like euphoric.
Going out as euphoric.
I've never gone out and said that was a euphoric night.
What drugs are her and West on when they're at the NYU
Maybe,
bars?
You know what? Maybe when I've done some hard drugs, it has been euphoric, but it's never, I'm not in the West Village doing it. Like, that's
Or
great.
You're not going to look back and tell your friends you had a euphoric time out with them.
I would never describe it like that.
What?
Isn't it embarrassing she's older than us?
I'm so like, good God.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
It just is giving me like, oh my God, I got to be a cool girl. Like, I'm not like other girls.
Big.
Like, I was the fun one.
It's big pick me. It's big pick me.
But so she has to like tell herself this story because it's so embarrassing.
She doesn't even pick herself.
No.
But she's a pick me. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, so Lindsay's like, great. But that doesn't excuse going for the one guy that broke Ciara multiple times and then brought her back and then broke her again. Like, that's crazy.
She always talks about like, I was single, I was getting out of a relationship, I wanted to have fun, Wes is the one going out. That's fine. I mean, I still find how you describe it embarrassing, but you're right. If I was getting out of divorce and in that cast, I knew somebody was going to be having a grand old time at bars, I would also pick Wes. But there's a difference between going out with someone and hanging out with their friends in hooking up with them. Like, where's the bridge? How did you get from point A to point B? Because they're not intrinsically linked.
Yeah. And Amanda's response to Ciara being brought up was, yeah. And that's it. That's it. Did I do a good job?
She only says Ciara's name once in this conversation.
No. Well, I don't think Amanda ever says it. I think it's
she says it once when they talk about Ciara seeing her location.
Oh my God. Which was one of my angry questions. We'll get to it. Anyway, so Lindsay's like, or Amanda says like, oh, and Wes was the one that pursued me. And Lindsay's like, that's not what he told Ciara at PJ Clark's. And I was like,
on March 6th.
No, crazy. And also, what's this smile Amanda has when she finds out that like Wes said that Amanda was pursuing him? She's like, what? That's crazy. And I'm like, dude, I'd be pissed.
Such weird faces. No. Her faces like mirror that Freedom dinner when Kyle was getting so angry.
Yes.
She's like,
it was like this slimy little like he said that, smiles, and I'm like, wouldn't you be pissed? I'd be like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't tell if it's because, like, that was before they were outed. So did Amanda know? And did Wes come home to her and say, oh my God, I think I got them off my tail by just saying, like, you have a crush on me, or, like, we're just hanging out? Or is it because she finds it fascinating that they're, like, still pursuing these lies? Like, what is making you so giddy about him throwing you under the bus?
I have no idea. But then Wes told Ciara that Amanda was obsessed with him and she had a crush. And Amanda's like, that's such bullshit. And Lindsay's like, you see what I'm saying? Your man's a liar. And Amanda just says, that's funny. So then we find out Wes was actively texting Amanda to hang out and Amanda would say no. However, Amanda, I have questions because she's like, it was always in this group text, which I don't know how many people were in this group text. And I
looked at these heavily. The only texts or people that were in these screenshots are
Amanda,
Wes, Katie DeLuca, and Amanda.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's just Amanda and Katie DeLuca that Wes is texting, but also they don't seem like pestering. It's just like a mention of like, so I have the text.
Wait, hold on. And also, these are from the fall of 2025. So this isn't even when you guys start things up or things clearly get super flirty with you. Because who cares if he asked you to watch a football game in November? I don't think they were hooking up at that point personally. So like, what? These dates don't matter to me.
Yeah, and the text was having people over for football tomorrow, open door policy, no pressure. To which my nemesis Katie DeLuca responds, what time and where's your place? Her and Matt had a birthday dinner, blah, you know? And then Wes was just like, here's the time. And Amanda says, oh, Mama Batula's in town, so we're going to lay low and cuddle on the couch with the dogs today. And then the only other time we see is Wes going, Gramercy Ale House one Sunday. So it sounds like Wes already has the plans and he's like, oh, let me text this group chat with Katie DeLuca and Amanda. And Amanda was like, you're gonna hate me, but I'm not gonna make it. And it's like, okay, but he's not actively pursuing you. He's not like, Amanda, please come. Should we make plans and then invite other people? It's always like Wes has plans and then he's like letting you know.
I'm doing this if you want to show up or not. It's not like, hey, I want you to be there. It's, hey, I'm doing this.
And then she says it was never just her and Wes. It was always group stuff. Which I was like,
I mean, we did see a lot of that all over social media, but you can't convince me that you two didn't end up alone at times. Or we know that he left the boys' brunch to go hang out with you alone. So I hate when she's like, it was just like never alone because you had a kiss at some point.
You also kind of can't convince me that it was Wes like pursuing her based off these texts. I think maybe
those aren't good
those
texts.
Are rando.
There could be other texts
That's
where he's
true.
pursuing her, but the thing is it would get them in more trouble. So they're never going to give up their texts from January through end of March.
You know what? Katie DeLuca could do a crazy thing right now and release the whole group chat if there's something there.
Hear me out. Would you forgive her and stop her from being your nemesis if she released the tapes?
Yes. If Katie DeLuca had hard proof of who was pursuing who and like released the text messages, abso-fucking-lutely.
You know what I'm starting to realize? Katie DeLuca is our Schwartz, not Jesse.
Ooh, ew, Katie DeLuca. You haven't even been on my screen and look
in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Release the tapes, Katie DeLuca. Don't be the Schwartz.
Oh, man. So then on January 17th, the day Ciara caught Amanda at Wes's apartment on Find My Friends, that was another day that Wes just had people over for the game. And Amanda was like, it was weird in my mind that we weren't out at a bar. And I was like, why? People watch games in their apartments
all the time.
Why was that what was concerning for you?
That is like, we live in big cities and things are expensive. So when you want to do a game day and make it cheap, you do it at someone's home. This is the most natural thing, actually, to do in someone's home.
She's really trying to be like, I also thought it was weird. And I was like, but this is what you thought was, because that wasn't that weird.
Okay, but if I thought it was weird that somebody invited me to their apartment thinking, again, let's say my friend's ex, thinking that he like wants to pursue me or wants something, I'm not going.
I'm not going.
That is an intimate place, so I'm not going to do that. I would be more comfortable with my friend's ex at a bar.
Sure. But if
I'm
we
not
were
going to
just
go
friends,
to their apartment and then say after the fact, once we do start hooking up, that like I did think it was weird. So like that's good on me. I acknowledged that.
If it's 2 days before your divorce statement coming out, so you're technically still married, it probably shouldn't be weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, then January 19th, divorce statement comes out, and that's when Amanda was like, I have to go out. I have to meet more people. And then Wes would invite her, so she started saying yes because she's got to be social butterfly now. And then Wes was the one that did the thing where he's like, is there something between us? And then that door flew open for Amanda, and she was like, what are all these feelings?
I'm still convinced that that's that martini dinner on February 2nd, right before Summer House premiere.
I think it's crazy that every time this is discussed, she's like, doors flew open and I was flooded with feelings I had never considered before.
Meanwhile, like, she just put out a divorce statement and just said she had to hit the streets so she could meet people. So you weren't doing that.
Also, do I not feel things like deeply enough? Because if someone was like, is this a thing? Even if I did like them, I'd probably be like, I don't know. And I'd have to think about it. You know what I mean?
And I totally understand denying your feelings and like wanting to push them down. But again, we're looking at this retroactively. We're not asking, were you shocked by admitting your feelings on this dinner? It's like, look back. You were starting to catch feelings. They don't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And this is what we want. We want her to be retrospective, but she won't. And this is why this episode's worthless.
So Lindsay's like, he manipulated you, which I also disagree with in a way.
I disagree with this too. I think there is some manipulation in there when it comes around the Miha stuff and that type of stuff. But she was not manipulated into any type of like just base relationship with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amanda's like, those aren't my words, but so what? Also, if I'm Wes watching this, I'd be like, dude, you're gonna kind of agree with Lindsay? Okay. So Amanda says it was, a lot of conversations they had, nothing physical that made her have feelings for him. They would text and talk, and Amanda was like, what the fuck is happening? And Lindsay's like, hey, why didn't you shut it down? And Amanda's like, because I was selfish and focused on my happiness and feeling good for the first time and like someone cared about me. And Lindsay's like, so many people care about you. And Amanda's like, a guy, I mean.
I love having to clarify that, though. I was like, girl.
It couldn't get more embarrassing, you thought,
You walked
right?
into that one, babe. You walked right into that. My big thing is, I wish Lindsay would have asked here, when was the first time that you felt guilty and felt like you were doing something to betray Ciara? When was that date? Like, at what point did it clearly turn? Was it when you guys discussed feelings, or was it prior?
I don't know. I don't think ever, maybe, because Amanda just needed the validation from this man.
No, she felt some type of guilt at some point because you don't turn off your location unless you're feeling weird about it and don't want to be caught. Like, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, but do you think that's guilt, or do you think it's more of just like, I don't want to deal with it? Like, do you think they actually felt bad for what they were doing, or you think they just didn't want to get caught and have their lives explode?
It's like all a mix of it. I don't think they feel that bad because clearly they like kept doing it. Like, it was greater for them to have this relationship than anything Ciara would ever feel. And so I don't think their guilt is that strong, but they have these pangs of guilt in them at some point because of how they moved this entire time.
I guess. I just don't think it was as much guilt where they felt bad. I think it was more of like like, I don't want to say anger or resentment, but almost like, oh, Ciara can't find out about this because then that'll like ruin.
It's the like not wanting to have to deal with it from the
Yeah.
public press standpoint. Yeah.
Yes.
And once Ciara knows, and once the rest of the house knows, it becomes a public thing. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So Amanda doesn't remember much from the reunion because when she gets yelled at, she retreats. And then she again says she had a shitty marriage because that's how she got through it. I don't like this slam on Cot. Focus on yourself. You know what I mean?
Which, no, she can say she had a shitty marriage as much as she wants. She did. That is true. But it's the way she tries to use that
to deflect, to be like, that's why I, you know, feel bad for me because I had a shitty marriage. That's why you shouldn't be mad.
She doesn't shut down when she gets yelled at. I mean, like, yeah, does she not? She's not one to like scream back like Lindsay, but she doesn't shut down because she makes faces. She like gawks at things. She did that the entire reunion.
She rolls her eyes.
There were points where she definitely was checked out. So if she was like, "Hey, I don't remember that exact conversation because I needed to zone out. Like it was too much for me." That could make sense, but her pretending like she has no clue what happened at the reunion is crazy. Because she at one point say like "fuck you" to Ciara?
Yes. When she was like yelling at her.
You were clocked in, babe.
Yeah.
You even took an hour break and came back.
Like, I don't, if you can roll your eyes, you're checked in. You're hearing what people are saying.
You know what's being said because you're rolling your eyes at the right time.
So Amanda says she married Kyle thinking this is who she's going to spend her life with. And then when that wasn't what was going to happen, getting attention from Wes made her think that that's her person. And man, to be someone who needs this much validation from a man could never be me. Could never be me.
I mean, like the fact that she thinks this is going to solve all her problems just like genuinely makes me sad because like I can only imagine what's going on in her head.
Yeah. Amanda was afraid she was going to be alone for the rest of her life. She felt unloved for so long. And Lindsay's like, okay, but listen. And I appreciate how like Amanda's tearing up and crying at this. And Lindsay's like, no, that's great. But here's your tough love because like we've been through this enough. And she's like, you have to work on self-love and self-worth. She's like, your self-worth was in question because of Kyle. Like, he wasn't giving you what you needed. And now you're doing that with Wes. Like, you're asking Wes to give you self-worth. But you have to do that on your own. And Amanda's like...
You can't rely on someone else. And I'm glad we are talking about the root of this problem because it's clear. I just wish Amanda could absorb this and actually take it into consideration and then move forward differently. Because I think a lot of people wouldn't forgive her by any means for what she's done, but people could say like, oh, if she pivoted, she ended things with Wes, she like went into healing, tried to do things differently, they'd be like, okay, I see that she has learned from this and wants to move on from this. But I don't feel like she wants to move on from this drama in this saga while being with Wes still.
I feel like she doesn't want to do the work on herself because it is work. No. It's a lot of work. And I feel like she's like, why do it when men can just validate me and I don't have to do any work? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But she doesn't realize that
that's not long term.
If you're outsourcing your self-love, at the end of the day, somebody's going to disappoint you at some point, even if they love you. Like, even if her and Kyle had a healthy relationship, at some point, he's going to make a comment or something's going to happen and you're not going to feel, like, loved enough. You're, in Vicky Gullinson's words, like, her love tank wasn't full. Like, at some point, somebody's going to disappoint you. And you've got to be there to hold down the foundation of your own self-love. And it's even more precarious with someone like West, who is not that considerate, isn't going to be there for you long-term. Like, we know he has commitment issues.
Yeah, like, if y'all do break up, you're back to feeling shitty about yourself. You know what I mean? Because every breakup is hard to go through. But when you don't have self-confidence in yourself, or you don't love yourself, those breakups, like, that's the end for you.
So much lower.
Yeah. So Lindsay's also like, why this guy? Because you could have dated a bunch of other guys.
Anyone. You're famous. You have access to people.
Like, why this one? And Lindsay's like, all he does is make other women fall in love with him. And Amanda doesn't really have an answer. And then Lindsay's like, have you guys talked about a future? And Amanda's like, oh, partly. And I was like, y'all, if we're going to date our friends' exes, you have to have your future lined out. You have to be like, we're in this for forever if we're doing this. You know what I mean?
If you're going to make this jump, you better be so serious about it.
Just get engaged on the spot because y'all are stuck with each other.
I actually feel like I could forgive people more if they were like, this is the love of my life. And I've done a lot of thinking and we've done a lot of resisting and all of this stuff.
We don't even have to figure it out. We know. I'd be like,
we have
whatever,
the date, we have the venue booked. We actually already are going to get pregnant the day after the wedding too. It's commitment central.
So Amanda says she knew the severity of the situation. So she said if Wes really cares about her, this cannot be a casual thing. And there would have to be a future. And like Amanda wants kids. But her and Wes haven't talked about kids. But he, as her friend, knows that that's like something she wants.
That's so scary. We know this man doesn't take other people into consideration. Why do you think he would want to take your potential children that he doesn't really want right now into consideration?
No, again, if we're dating our friends' exes, we have to say, how many children do you want? Where do you want to live? What's our budget for our mortgage?
Yeah, but
ironed out.
Be like forward with it. She's like, as my friend, he knows I want kids. That's not enough. Wes later says that I can't remember exactly how he says it, but basically like assumptions cannot be like a lack of communication is not a communication strategy. So you just assuming because he knows you on a friend level that he will make those things a priority in a romantic relationship is crazy. What your friends consider and what a romantic partner needs to consider, vastly different.
So the convos just made Amanda feel really safe. She hasn't dated since she was 24. And Lindsay's like, okay, why don't you do that? Get life experience.
Out there, girl.
So you don't do fucked up shit like this.
Dude, and pour it up. I would want to see an Amanda dating every other person in the books.
Anyone besides their best friend's ex, you know? And so Lindsay tells Amanda, Wes is already embarrassing her because Wes still calls Miha. They're still on the phone. They were on the phone this morning because he's scared of what she's gonna say. And Amanda's like, yeah, he's scared of what she's gonna say. And I was like, girl.
I was like, wait, are you admitting again that you know that he's in contact, that he's openly embarrassing you? If you know that and are sitting by and watching it happen, it makes it 10 times more embarrassing.
So then Lindsay's like, hey, he fucked Miha in March. He technically cheated on you and cheated on Miha, and somehow you're the other woman. Hello? It's like knock, no one's home.
It's wild to me that she ended a 10-year relationship because Kyle cheated on her over 5 years ago and she never got past it. And I get that. Leave the relationship if you can't move past it. But
That's
then
what we always say.
She gets into a new one where she's the other woman, knows she's the other woman, but then at times doesn't know that she's the other woman. So essentially Wes is cheating on her and we're just repeating the cycle.
Well, let's just say as of June when they were in Italy, she knew she was the other woman and she still chose to stay. Like that's crazy, dude.
This
is so fucked up. It's so fucked up. That's the thing that's really hard for, I think, me. I cannot conceptualize like what is happening to him. Like I can't see her thought process.
I know.
Mostly because she's not giving it to me, but also because like I can't even assume because like I would never be in this situation. I can't assume
her present day actions the most because the more we've learned, obviously the worse it gets. I understand how the minute you have feelings for your friend's ex, you keep it a secret. You like.
I get that.
Everyone, you lie to everyone. I get how you did all of that, but yeah, I don't get how you learn all this information and you jet off to Italy with him. And
it starts for me with how did you decide to start dating? That and then all the actions they've done after that. I cannot.
The only thing I understand is the hiding it because this is so embarrassing and that
100%.
That was a bad decision, but I understand why you made it. Everything else, no clue.
Yeah. So Amanda's like, I'm realizing that he's continuing to embarrass me. And Lindsay's like, are you sure? Because I feel like you're not. And Amanda's like, I get it. Because I wake up with so much anxiety that I fucked up my life every day. And Lindsay then delivers the banger of all bangers. She says, imagine fucking up so bad that we all forgot how bad of a husband Kyle was to you.
I've never heard a better line.
You think it can't get worse, and then it does. I came into this thinking it can't get worse for Amanda. She might as well just be honest. And every sentence Lindsay said, I was like, it just keeps getting worse.
No, it's crazy that Andy Cohen in season 10 said this is Kyle's worst moment about an episode ever on TV.
I forgot what it was. You know what I mean?
And people are rooting for him. They're literally lifting his business out of bankruptcy.
Like, how crazy. So Amanda says she just wants to be loved, and she fought for love with Kyle, and she felt it so much from West, and Kyle couldn't give it to her. She just feels stupid. And Lindsay says, to be honest, you should feel stupid.
You should. I don't think she knows what love is. I think she knows what attention is, and I think she likes the attention of a male gaze.
I think she's always liked that. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love to be like checked out? But honestly, I think she like values it so much more. Like, I would, if we got checked out, I'd be like, Meredith, we're hot. But I don't think for the next 3 years we'd be like, remember that time? And we'd be like, that gave us so much self-worth. I'd forget in like 10 seconds because I don't care. But she cares.
I just don't think she has anything else going on in her life except for the man in her life.
So Lindsay says you got to separate yourself from West. He's got to go. And then that's how it ends. And my 2 questions are, why didn't we talk about Ciara at all?
Lindsay said she said her name often. Amanda would steer the conversation away from her.
Fuck you, Amanda. And 2, why did she go to Italy after this conversation? If my friend, even though Lindsay and Amanda's friendship is questionable, I know they became friends in the city, but like, this isn't that close a friendship to me, but I get it. If my
10 years with someone, like,
you know someone for 10 years. If they looked at me and said, to be honest, you should be embarrassed, how do you go, I'm going to go to Italy then?
So when cameras go down, Amanda told Lindsay she was going to Italy with West, and Lindsay was like, what the fuck? Like, what was all this for?
What was the point of this
conversation? And also, Lindsay said at the end of their conversation, this was captured on camera, I'm pissed at producers, editors, whatever, for not giving us this, that Amanda basically said, to me in friendship, I value honesty, loyalty. Like, she listed all these qualities, and she was like, I like do not want to pursue.
Lindsay said that.
Yeah, I do not want to pursue a friendship if you can't hold that up. And so, like, they are not friends. But I think Lindsay understands the job and will still film with like Amanda and do things with Amanda. But I don't think she would have loyalty to her. I don't think she would stick up for her. I don't think she would tell Amanda personal details about herself and like bond with her.
And I get that. Okay, let's go to Kyle and West, shall we? So
I was like, here we go. Maybe we'll talk about timelines because I feel like West has been yapping a lot on his podcast. Like, let's go. He has something to say. Let's say it.
Shout out the Knicks for making sure we could all see this.
They won. The funniest.
And saga. Shout out Mayor Mamdani for making sure the parade was Thursday and not Tuesday. We were busy. So
everybody could watch. Good point.
He's a real one. He loves Ciara, I'm sure. Okay, so this is now 7 days after the Amanda and Lindsay conversation, March 20th. Wes comes over to Kyle's apartment. He's never been here before. We get this dog.
That's kind of weird, no?
I don't think it's that weird.
I guess. I mean, I've been to all my friends.
I don't know. How many boys do you know that just, like, go over to each other's apartments and chill? Like, they're more likely, I think, to go out. You know what I mean? Guess. Like, Kyle's to be like, meet me for a beer.
You've never stopped by or even been, I wonder if he's been on the outside at least. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe on the outside. Okay, we have this dog that this is the only time I'm going to talk about the dog, but the dog was the main character and I appreciated it, but also I was like, calm down, please. Okay, Kyle doesn't really know what to do. This is an awkward conversation. He doesn't have a game plan. Wes had texted Kyle weeks ago to chat. This is what Wes said on April 29th. Morning, I wanted to apologize to you one more time now that we've had a few days to decompress from this reunion. I'm sorry for lying. I'm sorry for not prioritizing our friendship. And I'm sorry for compromising a family that means a lot to us, especially you and I. I'd love to apologize to you in person, one-on-one, whenever the time comes. I know it might take a little bit. Our friendship is important to me, despite how poorly I've handled the entire situation. I hope there is common ground to be found, even if you don't forgive me. Take your time with this. I know I'm the last person you want to hear from. Love you, big dog. Kyle feels like so much of their life has been public. Let's do this on camera. And Wes was like, I get it. I originally said off camera because everything I do after a reunion is taken negatively by the public. So I said, let's not air it. You know what I mean?
Dude, again, he's always thinking about public perception. It's crazy to me.
Oh, what a guy, you know? It's like he doesn't have a podcast where he talks about his life constantly. You know what I mean?
The way he was like like, yeah, no, I don't want to air things out
Yeah.
after the reunion. I want to do it like at the reunion. And it's like, well, you said nothing, and then you're putting it all on the podcast.
Yeah,
So
out of respect, I wanted it to be private, but let me go chat to this girl called MAGA Barbie about it for an hour and a half. Okay. So West is only processing everything post-reunion because he said he had a lot of adrenaline before, and now that's all died. So he can finally process everything. And then he really words salads to basically say that this situation sucks. That was the essence.
He really does say so much without saying anything. It's honestly a gift.
I don't have as many notes because most of the time I was just listening, and the last sentence was usually what I was like, oh, that was his point. So he really word salads.
I don't get how anyone falls in love with him because I feel nothing when he talks.
Okay, well, I'm now a new convert to not falling in love with him, so I don't know what we're doing here.
Because of how the women looked and felt around him.
Yeah, he was safe. Anyway, it doesn't matter because now we're not. Kyle says there was a bond between him and West, and now, like, West has been lying so much, like, where does that leave everyone? And Wes says if he could go back and do things differently, he would. He knows he's lied to everyone. That's why his word is discredited. But he's here to have an honest conversation. To which Kyle on Threads was like, I don't even know what that conversation was. All he did was word salad the whole time. Honest.
Wes does not know how to be honest. I think his mode is always getting out of it. And I kind of get it. Like, when I was in high school, I loved Little White Lies. I loved just, like, avoiding random shit for no reason, and you become good at it. He's good at it because he talks in circles, so he confuses people.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I grew out of that. I became an adult. I stopped lying about how I needed to get out of class. Like, what you lie about in your real life is weird, but I think he always put this front on with the Summer House crew because Ciara said, like, he lives a different life in his real life versus the show, and with that group, that, like, once you start doing it, you just keep doing it because you kind of get like a high off of it. So I don't think he can ever be honest with any person in this group.
Can I also, do we know, I know Amanda has Katie DeLuca. Does Wes have any like close friends?
Yes.
Because even Brianna Chicken Fry came out and was like, I'm not that close to them.
No, but that's like an entertainment friend. I think for him, it's vastly, vastly different. You have the Summer House crew, and that's a bucket for him. You have all these influencer people like Fibula, like this, like Soho Brody. Yeah. Those are his like entertainment. He does all those events with people. But yeah, he has friends. Like, think about his kickball team, and I've heard he's still really close with people from his college. I know he has a group, I think from high school, in like the Kansas City, Missouri area that he's really close with. That like high school friend group, one of those people in there is like where the leaked audio from the Summer House reunions like helped leak to the public because it was in that friend group. There were people he's like not really friends with in there, like he's not in that group text, but yeah, like he has a lot of, I'm going to say close friends, but also I think he's the fun guy. So what is close friends too? I don't think he
I'm wondering
shares
the
a lot.
I'm wondering the depth.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of friends. I just don't know how close those are. Because guys and girls' friendships are also vastly different. Like, who he hangs out with and continues to talk to is not people I would consider like close friends, but I think he does.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, there's a depth to some friendships, right? We see it with Kyle and Carl, and I know that's been a long time, but like Katie DeLuca also, I assume, knew about this happening probably because Amanda felt safe coming to her about it because this is your friend that's never gonna not be your friend. I'm wondering if Wes had like those friends that might like hold him accountable, but also like be his friend no matter what. I don't know. This drives me nuts. That
I don't think there's anybody to hold him accountable because the friend group in New York, not related to the entertainment or Summer House, they were all a part of this. They all knew that Wes and Amanda at least were like hanging out a lot, and I've definitely seen like intimate touching.
That's fair. Okay. So Kyle says on one hand, there's a friendship with West. On the other hand, he's worried for Amanda. So there's two parts to Kyle being upset. So Wes asked Kyle if Kyle wants full honesty, even if it's gonna hurt. And Kyle's like, if it's gonna hurt, we're already hurt, and you already tried to lie. We were hurt from your lies.
He wanted an excuse to be able to lie, or if he got caught in his lies, to say like, "Oh, I was trying to, save Kyle's feelings."
Kyle's like, "What are we doing, dumbass? Just say whatever you're gonna say," as if we couldn't be more hurt at this moment. Yeah. Like, come on. And Kyle's like, you can't really speak the truth though, because you haven't really watched the rest of the season, have you? And Wes is like, "No, I have not." What a waste of space. What a waste of space.
I don't get why West is avoiding it. I don't think he really did anything like the Ciara and Amanda stuff. I think is way more heart-wrenching to watch given that friendship breakdown. Yeah. But it's not like Kyle and West had those moments.
No, I don't know what this is. So Kyle's like, "Okay, well, you should watch the season because what you did to Ciara, it makes people wonder your intentions." Because like, Kyle describes it to him like, you were being touchy with Ciara. You were like really leading her on, and you don't seem to comprehend that. And then we get a picture of Wes and Ciara hanging out. We get a few, but one of them, they were together in November of 2025. That's after the summer. What are we doing? And Wes tries to be like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad. We only kissed twice when the summer ended."
He says, "I think we only kissed twice." How do you not know how many times you've kissed your cast member who you know has intense feelings for you?
Because Wes is out here kissing all in New York City. He doesn't know who is who. Yeah, and Wes says he did try to separate himself from Ciara. Like, one time she asked for his address and he said no. And then another time they were all going to go out and he said, "I'm not going to go out." So like, how did she not pick up on these feelings? We only kissed twice. You know what I mean?
We kissed, but I wouldn't give her my address because she was going to Uber us in the same direction.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
what?
I was being so clear that I didn't want anything to do with her.
I'm like, the address is actually a really safe zone. I would have said, if you were making these decisions, to give her the address, don't kiss her.
Like, so instead of being honest and being like, "Hey, Ciara, I do not want to pursue this with you again," he's just like, "Hey, I'm not going to hang out." And I'm sure he didn't, when he said, "I'm not going to hang out," he didn't look in Ciara and go, "It's because I don't want to be around you," and give you the wrong idea. I'm sure he said, "I'm tired," or some bullshit.
So because guess what?
Yeah.
If declining a hangout equals not pursuing someone, Amanda did that with Wes during the fall. Yeah. So he would think that she wasn't pursuing him.
Isn't it crazy that we should read minds? Isn't that nuts, dude?
It actually, the shit he does with Ciara angers me to the millionth degree because he's actively dating Miha during all this time too.
Okay.
That's why he doesn't have to look back at the season and rewatch it. He should have felt those things in the moment. He didn't after all that I fucked her over. He was actively dating someone while pursuing Ciara on the season.
You know what? What a great segue. Let's talk about Miha, because Kyle brings up Miha. And he's like, "Hey, as Kyle, he's made a lot of mistakes, but he's never had a secret girlfriend." And Wes says, Miha was operating like they had an exclusive relationship, but he wasn't. And he now says that was wrong.
No
and Kyle's
way,
like,
West.
And Kyle's like, "It was a relationship though. Like, you knew she thought it was a relationship." And Kyle's like, "Also, why didn't you say this at the reunion? Why is this now?" You're like, "Oh,
this is the easiest part of this whole scandal to own."
And he can't do it. And Wes says he lied to everyone about the relationship status. He said he didn't want to, lean it. He wanted ambiguity in his communication.
That's the phrase I was thinking of earlier. He feels like if he's not clear and people draw other conclusions, then that's not his fault. Yeah. And so if they get upset, he can always point to like, "Well, I didn't actually say that," or "I didn't tell you that. You made that assumption." He loves that.
Yeah. When he looked at Miha and said, "You're my girlfriend, but not
I don't think
my
he ever
real
called her his girlfriend. I think he
Didn't
knows
she
what he's
say?
doing.
Didn't she say he did?
She called herself his girlfriend.
Oh, so he was just like, "I love you.
You're my girl." I bet
you're my girl. Be at my apartment when I get back from the summer so I can see you. And she said, "We are in an exclusive relationship." And he said, "Okay, you could do that. You do that,
Because
That's
the thing is, I
crazy.
actually wish he dove into this stuff, because I do understand why he would keep a relationship secret if he was not dating or pursuing anybody else on the show. Because Summer House does want single people. He is right about that. He also would then thrust her to in the like public eye. And I understand why you also wouldn't want that at the beginning while you're trying to figure it out, or if she didn't want that. Like, I think she genuinely does not want to be this involved if she's not going to be on the show, because I would not want to be a like public figure +1 without getting, the benefits
compensation.
From it. Yeah.
So Miha had asked Wes to visit her family over Christmas, and he said, no, I don't think that's where our relationship is. And he's like, she should have known that we weren't exclusive then.
We're not dating if I won't go to Christmas with your family. Come on.
But then in January, she met his dad in Montana. So
that's what I don't get.
Hello? Like, that's crazy.
But remember, it doesn't mean anything for Wes to introduce anybody to his family. But he does understand what it means to go spend a holiday with someone's family. And so he'll put up those roadblocks. But he won't make it clear it's because we are not dating.
Well, he said, this is all easier to say than I don't want to date you. Which, yes, it is. But then...
But you don't do that.
Like, this is so crazy. I have never, I hope, have never met an adult like this avoidant. Like, this is crazy.
No, same. Because, like, I talk often about how, like, I'm avoidant and stuff like that. But, like, I don't do this. I don't play mind games. I just disappear. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. We're done here.
Yeah, I don't get in one-sided relationships with people and continue to be avoidant. I just won't date you. Yes. You just won't ever see me again.
This is so mean.
There's no confusion to what I'm doing. I am just not exiting there from your life. Yeah. I'm not still in it and then also refusing to date you, but you think I'm not doing that shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sometimes I think I'm avoidant, and then other times I watch Wes and I go, I'm committed as can be.
Okay, we're not diabolical humans. You can be avoidant without being this. It's a scale, as everything is, that... no, it just is truly insane to me, and I don't have enough data on the fall to be able to put together like a full timeline. It's going to be in my timeline, but I find it crazy to think of the map or the calendar that you could make where Miha puts an X every day she was with Wes, and if it was in New York, if he came to her, if they went somewhere together, and then where all of his other stuff fit around. Because to me, if you have a secret long distance girlfriend, you gotta coordinate that shit quite a lot for her to come see you, especially because he has a non-traditional job. Like, he's flying places a lot for Bravo, for Complex. So, like, he is actively pursuing and making time and putting energy into this one-sided relationship, which would definitely make you feel like you're in a relationship back with that person.
No, this is crazy, dude. Who has the time to date multiple? Like, honestly, aren't we tired?
I always think that.
Who has the time?
Think that. I don't even have the time for one person.
No one ever has to be worried about me cheating, because who's got the time?
I barely want to be with you.
No, truly. Okay, so Kyle's really worried for Amanda, because Amanda's going to look even crazier for ruining everything for this relationship if this isn't a real thing, right?
Well, Kyle, stop protecting her and bathing her and being her dad. She's embarrassing herself. She's actively choosing this every single time. We gotta stop saving her. She is not a victim of her own life circumstances.
You know how we always say Kyle wants to be a dad but not a father?
Well,
he's kind of a father.
You know what? You're right.
He's kind of being a father.
Because I mean, he paid for their home. He got everything. He handled it. And even in the divorce, even while divorcing her, his wife, has become stepdad to his own wife.
You know, this is a conversation my dad would have with someone if they hurt me. You know what I mean? He'd calmly sit there and be like, so what are your intentions?
Oh my God. Kyle's like trying to save this relationship and PR this for them.
Yeah. So Wes and Amanda had a conversation about Amanda being single for a while. Like, Wes, I guess, asked Amanda, do you want to be single instead of date me? And Amanda said, no. So
him registering that she should be single post-divorce and not building boundaries between them, because that's what's best for his friend is also so telling. He does not care what's best for you.
So Kyle's worried Wes is going to break Amanda's heart. And then Wes word salads a lot to basically say, this is the first time I'm having a relationship with someone that I've had a long-standing friendship with, and there's nothing performative here, and I don't regret my feelings for Amanda. That's basically what he says, but it took 20 minutes to get us there.
Well, you guys couldn't be performative. You had to be a secret. What do you mean?
We were performing the secret. What are we talking about?
What is different about this relationship? Because if you, in your heart of hearts, believe that you have changed, you can commit to this, you can give it your all, it's not performative, what have you done to change who you are? Because you don't just wake up and a person isn't going to change you. You have to do some intense therapy in order to change your behaviors, Wes Wilson.
They don't want to do it. These two are the king and queen of I don't want to do self-work. I don't want it. Okay, this is my favorite part. Are you ready? This is the part I out loud laughed. So Kyle's like, Wes, are you ready to settle down and be faithful? And Wes is like, yes. So then Kyle goes, do you love her? And I went, answer the question. And Wes says, I said I love you the night I left your room in the summer house. The way I cackled and I said, what are you talking about? That was so sibling goated. What are you talking? When he goes to Amanda, after Amanda got yelled at, Wes is in Amanda's room. Amanda's in bed. Wes is leaving. He goes, Amanda, I love you. Text me if you need anything. That's not romance. Does this man not know the difference between friendship love and romance love?
No. He literally is taking that so logically of, when did you say I love you? Do you say that? And he's like, yeah, I said it to her once.
Oh my God. The way I was like, huh? Like,
Kyle is asking if you are in love with her, not if you have said I love you or if you just genuinely love her, because I love my friends dearly, but I am not in love with them. And you are pursuing a romantic relationship with Amanda who has blown her entire life up. Do you actually love her? Are you in love with her? How can you not answer that question?
And I loved Kyle explaining and being like, okay, I watched What Happens Live. I saw Lindsay and I said, I love you, but I'm not in love with Lindsay.
I'm glad he said that because I genuinely don't think Wes understands.
And then Wes says he cares about her and he has feelings beyond friendship starting in February. And Kyle's like, look, bitch, there's love and there's in love. Hello? And Wes says he has not gotten to the point to tell Amanda or himself that he's in love with Amanda, but he does love and care about her. And let me tell you, if we're gonna blow up our lives by dating a friend's ex, they better sure as fuck be in love head over heels with you.
But let's say you're not. This is the time to lie. Say you love her and are in love with her to save face, because you're embarrassing her and yourself.
Oh my God.
Because 5 seconds ago he just said this is the like most committed he's ever been to a relationship. He's not performative in it. And you don't know if you love her. You just said you're a changed man for her. I would think that means in love, but it doesn't because you're lying.
The way he embarrassed her more than anything else on this whole special, I was gobsmacked. And also, he really is kind of dangerous because he's telling Miha, right, I love you. And she's taking that as romantic since they're dating and sleeping together and she's at his apartment. But he just means it in a sense of like how he loves his siblings.
Like, I don't think he knows that, though. Like, he doesn't know what love is. So then when he says, I love you, he just says it because that's what you're, like, supposed to do.
Oh, my God.
And he feels like he cares for people, and so that's enough as in I love you. He's saying it to appease people, not because it, like, means anything.
I'm not even Amanda, and I wanted to walk in front of a bus after I heard this.
No, it's like she wants to be chosen so bad, and she says she feels chosen by this man, but at every turn, he does anything but choose her.
Publicly, which is even worse. Because I'm sure behind closed doors, he's like, I love you, Amanda. But he doesn't mean it the way she needs it. that she's gonna take it, because even Kyle was like, what are you talking about, dude? Are you in love with her?
No, this is crazy. And when this relationship ends, this will crush her, because I
She'll never
know people are going to
recover.
make edits the minute that announcement comes out. And I'm going to watch every one of them kicking my feet.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because, like, girl, it's right in front of you. You know what I mean? It's like right here.
It's in 4K.
And it's rough. So Wes hopes his care for Amanda will lighten the worry of Kyle. And then he word salads. And basically, no. The answer is no. If anything, this is more concerning.
I'm more concerned. Yeah.
And Kyle's like, this is kind of crazy, this whole thing. And also, you owe Miha an apology, because this is very crazy. And Wes says he owes a lot of people apologies.
I hate when somebody says to Kyle or Amanda, you owe so-and-so something, and they make it a general thing. Why can't you just say, yes, I owe Miha an apology? But he doesn't want to have to literally think about that woman and what he has done to her. He wants to think, I've just disappointed a lot of people, and she's one on a long list.
Yeah, he doesn't want faces. He just wants a general
crowd of
yeah,
blurriness.
I've hurt everyone, but he doesn't want to look in the faces of the people he's hurt.
No.
Ooh, crazy. So my two questions, these aren't really questions, these are just statements, this was so stupid, and I feel dumber than when I started.
Yes. This is why I hated Kyle and Wes more, because I feel like we got absolutely nothing outside of just more embarrassment, and I don't enjoy watching this and being embarrassed for these two.
Yes, but I just felt like it was very telling. The Miha Ciara, take it or leave it. For me.
That gave me absolutely nothing, but I thought it was funny that, two girls geeking about it, like a little John Tucker must die moment.
I gotta be honest, though. This conversation made me iffy on Miha.
100% agree.
Okay.
100% agree. But for Ciara's sake, she found enjoyment out of it, so I found enjoyment with her.
Sure. So it's now May 27th, 7 days after the Wes and Kyle conversation. Miha is at Ciara's apartment. Ciara's thriving. She does apologize to Miha because she's like, you had to see the episode where Wes and I kiss. But of course, Miha's like, it's not your fault, girl.
Also, wait, Wes also kissed another girl that season, if you remember.
Yes,
just someone in front of Ciara. So, like, what a weird moment for Miha watching this season.
Which also, Wes, question mark, if Amanda never came into it and this whole thing didn't happen, would he still maybe be dating Miha? And then what would happen when she watched the season and was like,
I know.
Why are you making out with different girls?
Yeah, like, what was he telling her? Because let's be honest, he would have gotten his way out of it.
Well, apparently Wes was giving Miha recaps every weekend, or every week after the weekend, the whole summer. She would stay at his apartment on the weekends, and because he said he liked coming back to her. And Miha really trusted Wes. They didn't speak for a few weeks, and then after the reunion, he texted her, quote, you win. Crazy.
I'm sorry.
Diabolical.
The minute you do this to me, you break up with me and put out a joint statement, you're blocked immediately. But let's say I didn't block you. The minute you text me, you win.
You win.
After your reunion, I'm not on your show. I haven't even been on camera yet outside of a FaceTime, and he doesn't even really know that.
No, like, bro.
We're done here.
I can't even justify a response to this. Like, what a waste of my time. And then after the you win text, he called Miha and they had a 6-hour conversation. And Ciara's like, 6 hours? The fuck are you talking about for 6 hours? Why are you not blocking him? And Miha says a lot of their conversations are over phone call, quote, because of her. Why are we on the phone?
I find that weird from Miha's stance to know that he is now, and she is now, the other woman in Amanda and Wes's relationship. Like, she is helping with the phone calls and only doing things via phone call so Amanda can't look into their conversation. That's gross.
That, and then, like, I get it's hard. When you break up with someone, it's hard to let them go.
Yeah.
But, like, girl, he publicly embarrassed you. You're talking to Ciara about how, like, all this shitty stuff they did. Ciara's telling you at the reunion on a FaceTime that they don't feel sorry at all. You're talking to Kyle about it, and you're still like, oh, but let me hear West out. What's there to be heard out about?
Okay, I will give her, like, one conversation. You want one sit-down conversation with
hours?
him, and Well, I don't really care how long it happened. It's that she says that they talk on the phone multiple times so Amanda doesn't, like, see it.
Because
like,
of
you
her.
are being manipulative to not hurt her feelings and participating in that. Like,
You're
what?
the other
You're
woman.
mad at him for doing that to you, and now you're continuing it to hurt someone else?
For like what point?
I don't know.
Do you want to get back with him? Like, what is the point of all these conversations?
She would be back with him. And that's where I'm like, girl, you are just like Amanda. Like, I'm done here. You do not get on my summer house screen. Do not be on season 11. Like, no. I regret everything now, asking for her.
Yeah. And then Ciara asked, like, don't you think it's weird that he's still, like, under the advice of you? That he's still calling you?
Yeah.
While he has a girlfriend? Like, isn't that kind of weird? Anyway, Wes told Miha that he was going to Italy with his family. And then Miha found out that Amanda went. And Miha's like,
that's like one day. This conversation is one day post them flying to Italy.
Yeah. And so Miha's like, that's a really big fuck you to me. And Bravo has that spitting picture. Disgusting.
Which Miha, like, this literally proves that he is continuing to lie to you. He said he was going. She was like, great, you get to be with your family. Like, that's sweet that I guess you still care about him and his own mental health. But he's actively lying to you. And then just like what happened this spring, where the truth does come out, you get slapped in the face with it on social media. You are participating in your own embarrassment still.
And Miha says she's taking his phone calls still to try to understand him.
No.
What is there to understand? I don't understand him. You don't understand him. Yeah, he'll never come clean about this shit. And Ciara's like, why is he calling you if he's in a happy relationship? Stop taking his calls. Anyway.
Block that man.
West loved the thrill of the secrecy. Secret sex is hot, we all agree, but we've never done it with our best friends' exes. Miha says she actually liked the secret part of their relationship when she was with West. Yeah, she thought she was in on the secret, but she's not. Anyway.
That was telling. It's like she was giddy when she knew information and like was manipulating with West and lying with West. But the minute he's lying to her, now she's upset. But you were okay to do it to other people.
Yeah, and the way Ciara explains it, I get this, where she's like, we're hanging out, but no one knows that we're kind of hooking up. But Ciara also knew she wasn't, like, in a relationship with Wes the second time around. You know what I mean? Mia's in a full-blown relationship with him, and she's like, no one knew. And we were just being secret together. But it's
different, like, sneaking around and protecting your relationship than having other people assume he's available as he's hooking up with them and pursuing them. That's what's weird. He's not acting off the market and just keeping you a secret and keeping your relationship private. He's actively lying to all these people.
Do you think he would go back to Miha and be like, oh my God, this random girl made out with me, but I had to do it to keep us a secret?
I think so. When it came to the summer house stuff, I think the girl at the Miami party, he was probably like, oh, I made out with a girl. Whether he did or didn't tell her, even if like she would have seen it after the fact, he would have said this stuff.
Sure.
I had to kiss her because like it just happened. Like, sorry, I'm just trying to keep up the Playboy vibes. They like producers kind of made me do it. That's the energy he's giving. With the Ciara stuff, I think it would have been harder to explain away when it comes to their kiss. Everything else, I think he could have told Miha, I was playing into it. This is kind of what my storyline is. I needed this. I'm sorry.
But there's history with Ciara, so. I think I've thought about, we've kind of discussed it. If I were to date someone in the public eye, let's say on a Bravo show, because that's low stakes, I think I would want to maybe pull like a Randall from Vanderpump Rules where like, I'm dating, my man's off, but like, I don't want to be in it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you could even see my face. You could like put a name to me, but like, I'm not on the show. I don't want to be on the show. Don't talk about me. Not in the concept of like my relationship and like, we're fine. But man, Miha, that's what I would have said. I would have been like, you're taken, but I don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
But
because
I get
even Randall in the early days of Lala, everybody knew she was dating someone before he was even like sharing on the TV show. I would at minimum want your cast to know I exist and who I am to you. And I don't want you to let producers know. Like, let's say you tell half the cast because you trust them and we're figuring this out. And at a certain point, you will have to share it because you can't lie that long. But
Yeah,
I
like I
would
said,
also want to be a secret, but I don't, not a secret. I would want to be protected in private.
I think, yeah, you can know me, you can know my face, you can know my name, but I'm not playing into the storyline.
I get that, yeah.
You are off limits. So whatever. Miha says she has to sever the cord thing after the cord after this Italy thing. She's not going to stay silent any longer. And then they cheers to the gossip and see her on threads and trauma bonding, and there's no point. But I then said, like, these are my comments now. This was pointless. Why is Miha even here? And then my second one was, why is she talking on the phone with him for 6 fucking hours? I'm not even on the phone with my mom for that long.
I worry because I think some of why this flopped is because of editors and also how the just conversations went. But what I think the audience really wanted out of this was more timelines, more understanding of like the true facts of what was going on. And Miha has her own version. Like when did that man break up with you? When did you see the statement? Did he ever text you? Like that is the stuff I want to know. I don't really care that you guys had a 6-hour phone call and that you're still taking his phone calls.
Tell me what the phone call was about. You didn't even go into detail. I don't even get anything. You're giving me this ambiguous idea.
Yeah, but I think if she did go into it, I think editors cropped it out. Like the editing of this entire last 4 episodes has been absolute trash because Andy, Lindsay, Ben, people have confirmed that things were talked about and it was completely left on the cutting room floor, and it is so disappointing.
I hate that, like, my one question still outstands, which is, what was the conversation when you said this is worth destroying our lives? That's all I want. And no one can give that to me because Amanda said it's private, and then they kind of talked about it, but like not really. And no one asks about that. And that's like all I want to fucking know.
And when they just talk about a vague dinner where they shared feelings and Amanda cracked wide open.
Yeah, so you know what? You can't get mad when people assume you were dating in the summer. I'm not one of those people, but you can't get mad then.
True, actually.
You can't get mad. If you're not gonna give me an answer, it's
I'm
the
gonna
same
come up
thing.
with my own.
I've said it in like other situations where like if something's not true, just come out and fucking say it. Like if you're unhappy with how you're being portrayed, I think I've said it in the term of like WNBA players being called racist. If you're not a racist, come out and fucking talk about it. You know, don't like let this storyline. If you don't like that people are assuming different timelines for your relationship, just give us a fucking date or something. Like
especially when you have been you've had more than ample opportunity to discuss it. I understand being upset between the time that they put their statement out and the reunion because they probably weren't allowed to talk. You had the reunion stage to talk, to clear things up. And then Wes is on his fucking podcast every single week. You have the opportunity to clear it up. You have a social media page. You have access to the people to give out real information. Because guess what? We saw Jesse clear shit up real quick.
Right now I'm believing Jesse Solomon's timeline because that's the only fucking hard evidence I have. So,
well, by the time this comes out, I will have dropped my full timeline. It doesn't give a like, oh, this is the date they like hooked up, but it gives you all of the information of things that have actually happened. And you can make your own assumption after that.
That Meredith will give you the facts of what we have. And then whatever date you know what? I'm going to take over the DMs. DM me what you think the date is and why. Because I can be persuaded. Let's talk about it. Give me your thoughts.
Let's discuss. Yeah.
I want to know. What is the date? Tell me about it. And let's like just start a bunch of conversations about when the date is, huh?
We're going to poll people. Let's poll people on the date that they think that this started.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Because that's the best thing. I hope it angers Amanda and Wes being like, oh, everyone's so wrong. Well, you can clear it up, you dummies. Anyway.
Oh, one thing we didn't discuss in the Wes and Kyle section is that Kyle's saying that he stopped Amanda from going on a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And Lindsay got on, I think it was Threads, or put it in a comment that it wasn't Call Her Daddy and it wasn't Vial Files and not Skinny But Not Fat commented and said, what podcast? So everybody's assuming, obviously, not hers. So, Amanda, get on the fucking podcast because I want her to sit there and say with her chest what the fuck she did.
But watch the episodes first. My God. It's like... It's like telling us about a book you haven't finished. You know what I mean? Like,
it's reading the summary on Amazon and deciding you know what the book's about.
You're spark noting it, but can you just like...
Spark Notes had way more.
SparkNotes got us through.
Come
this
on.
is
Don't
this is the
compare Amanda to
Wikipedia summary.
SparkNotes.
This is the
So many
Wikipedia
people
summary.
got college degrees by reading SparkNotes. Amanda could never.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this girl because she doesn't fucking tell me anything.
Because the SparkNotes
Anyway,
version is somebody gives her all the timestamps that she has to go watch her scenes. At minimum, like that's
you're
what
right.
she should be doing.
She is the AI Google summary.
Yes.
That's her. She's
the epitome of AI Google summary right now.
She's taking our water and giving us nothing. Anyway, I'm so glad. I'm so glad this season's over. If there's a way to describe Amanda, it says taking our water and giving us nothing.
Unfortunately, we're not done with her. We're finally in the city, so come join us over there.
Yeah, but it's so much better because episode 1, you get to watch Amanda almost die in a raincoat, and I've never laughed harder. I've never laughed harder, honestly. And the city's really good. If you're sticking around and you made it through the season and you're like, oh, what do I do now? I don't want to watch In the City because it's going to be bad, because I've heard a lot of people be like, oh, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to waste my time. You're wrong, okay? I'm telling you as a Bravo watcher.
And Amanda's not that much of a central focal point outside of just her and Kyle's separation. It's just giving like, I'm moving out. Okay, that's it. She doesn't like to show up to things. Exactly. You can actively avoid her and hate her at the same time. It is more fuel to just be like, fuck you, Amanda, and then we move on.
Forget Amanda's there. I can't think of one scene besides her in that raincoat. Every other scene, she's in the background for me. I don't care.
I know there's a scene coming that will upset us, but we have to just be open to some upsetting scenes in season 1. But season 2 really will be nothing with her.
Anytime Amanda angers me, I'm just going to go, but remember when she almost died? And that was hilarious. And then we're all going to think about that and feel better. So don't worry. Even if there is Amanda, we're going to laugh about it because it is funny at this point. Like it's funny poking fun at her because there's no stakes to In the City. We know she gets divorced. So like, what's the point, you know?
True.
Anyway, thanks for sticking with us all season. Do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. We have so much more. We never stop, because this is a hobby that we love so much. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.